Christian D. Larson was also a very prolific writer. He believed that we all have substantial intrinsic powers that we can recognize and learn how to use to bring all good into our lives. Along with Ralph Waldo Trine's In Tune with the Infinite, Larson's The Ideal Made Real was a key influence on Holmes. Larson wrote the Optimist Creed in 1912. Optimist International, a rather famous and large organization, adopted Larson's creed. Larson was also an associate editor and a writer for Holmes's magazine, Science of Mind. Our next key figure, Mildred Mann. Wonderful, wonderful woman. She founded the Society of Pragmatic Mysticism. The society is dedicated to, quote, practice of the presence of God in the everyday world, end quote. Her work is very well respected for its clarity and practicality. She committed her life to teaching and was widely celebrated for the quality of her work. One of her key works is called Finding Your True Self. That's a question many of us face sometimes more than once in a lifetime. I specifically recall at the age of 16 looking at myself dead in the eye in a mirror and saying out loud to myself, "Who am I?" That's a key question. Oracle at Delphi gave the advice, know thyself. Knowing thyself was Socrates' motto. The Greek poet Pindar remarked, become who you are. Obviously, you can't become who you are until you know who you are. Shakespeare is very famous for his line, to thine own self be true. How then can you be true to yourself until you know yourself? Mildred Mann's work is very, very interesting and a wonderful read with plenty of practical advice. Ralph Waldo Trine, we've mentioned now several times, his In Tune with the Infinite is recommended by no less a figure than the multi-billionaire philanthropist Sir John Marks Templeton. Templeton is one of my personal heroes. He had a wonderful life. He had a great marriage. He gave away so much money, it's staggering. He put together what's called the Templeton Prize for Progress in Religion. It's a bigger prize in terms of lump sum of money than the Nobel Prize. The people who have won the Templeton Prize that he's awarded it to, the names that I happen to recall, were Alexander Solzhenitsyn, the great Russian writer who wrote One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich. And another one was Mother Teresa. Everybody has heard of her. Her work and her lovingness are legendary. And another figure whose work Templeton acknowledged with his prize is Billy Graham. Going on now, many believe that Trine's book is one of the direct inspirations for Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich and Norman Vincent Peale's The Power of Positive Thinking. Trine was educated at Carthage College Academy, Knox College. He also studied history and political science at University of Wisconsin and later at Johns Hopkins University. After his formal studies, he became a special correspondent for the Boston Daily Evening Transcript. He was influenced by the writings of the German philosopher Fichte, also spelled F-I-C-H-T-E. He was a marvelous philosopher. One of his famous books is The Way Toward the Blessed Life. He's also strongly influenced, again, by Ralph Waldo Emerson and also by Henry Drummond. Trine's basic message is that if we will recognize the power of our thoughts and harmonize our will with the divine will, the cosmic will, the very will of life itself, we will attract to ourselves the fullness of life, joy, love, abundance, health, wisdom, and peace. Thomas Troward, I've mentioned his name many times now. He was a divisional judge at the Punjab in India. Right, so here's this British guy, he's educated as a lawyer and he's a judge in the Punjab. Well, obviously because of his particular interest, he studied all the religions in the world. And being in India, that was a prime opportunity to do that. He received many honors in his lifetime. Among other honors, Troward was an honorary member of the Medical Legal Society of New York and first vice president of the International New Thought Alliance. He lived in India for many decades and became very well known as an expert in religions. Judge Troward was also renowned for his acute legal mind. And as an attorney, I've read some of his ideas on that, and I will certainly agree that his legal mind was astute. His thinking is radically clear and very thoroughly analytic. We would bring to the reader's attention that no less a figure than the great American philosopher William James wrote that he personally found Troward's writings to be, quote, far and away the ablest statement of philosophy I have met, beautiful in its sustained clearness of thought and style, a really classic statement, end quote. I don't think you could give a writer a greater compliment than that.